Have you ever just stopped and thought about your online world? I mean, how your search results, your friend suggestions, all of it just seems to work, right? It feels so perfectly organized. But behind all that order is just a universe of chaos. So today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the powerful algorithms, kind of like the invisible architects that make it all happen. I mean, just think about the scale of this problem. It's absolutely mind-boggling. You've got billions of websites, billions of people. Without some kind of system, it would all just be noise. So how in the world does your search engine find that one perfect page you're looking for? Or how does your social feed magically know who you went to high school with? It's a massive, massive organizational challenge. Well, the answer, and this is the really cool part, it all starts with one surprisingly simple idea. It's all about the connections, the links between websites, the friendships between people. Every single online interaction creates a tiny piece of data. And this is the raw material for the incredible algorithms we're about to dive into. All right, so let's tackle the first huge challenge, just finding anything useful at all. I want you to imagine a global library with billions and billions of books, but there's no card catalog. That's pretty much what the early web was like. So how did we even begin to rank all of that chaos?
Well, at first, search engines did this simple thing. They just counted how many times a keyword appeared on a page. And yeah, it was a total disaster. You could just stuff your website with 1,000 popular words to trick the system. The real breakthrough came from a huge shift in thinking. Stop trusting what a page says about itself and start listening to what other pages say about it.
And this is where the genius of PageRank comes in. It treats every single link like a vote of confidence. But here's the key. Not all votes are created equal. A link from a super respected, important page is a much, much more powerful endorsement than a link from some random blog nobody's ever heard of. It's basically a web-wide election for what's important.
So, how does this election actually work? Well, imagine every single page on the web starts out with an equal amount of what we can call rank juice. In the first round, each page passes its juice along to all the pages it links to. Then it happens again, and again, and again, with this juice just flowing all across the web. Eventually, the flow settles down, and the pages that have collected the most juice, they're declared the winners.
But of course, there was a problem, a big one. What happens if a group of pages decides to only link to each other? They create this little closed loop, what's called a spider trap. All that rank juice flows in, but it never, ever flows out. They just keep passing it back and forth to each other, hoarding all the importance and totally gaming the system. The solution, though, is just beautifully simple. We add something called a random jump. Think of it like a person just surfing the web, clicking on links. Most of the time, they'll follow the path. But every once in a while, they just get bored and poof, they teleport to a completely random page somewhere else on the internet. This random jump means that importance can never get trapped forever. The juice always has a way to escape. Pretty clever, right?
Okay, so PageRank gave us a way to rank the absolute chaos of information. That's huge. But the internet isn't just information, is it? It's people. It's a massive network of relationships. So how do you find your tribe in a sea of billions of people?
I mean, just ranking individuals doesn't really make a lot of sense. What we really want to do is find groups. Our friends from school, our colleagues from work, people who share our hobbies. How can an algorithm possibly look at this giant web of people and find all these hidden communities? Well, one really, really clever approach is to stop looking at the communities themselves and instead start looking for the bridges that connect them. This is a concept called betweenness. The best way to think about it is this. A connection with high betweenness is like that one single super busy highway bridge that connects two towns that are otherwise totally separate. And here's how they actually put this idea to work. The algorithm goes through and calculates the busyness of every single bridge in the network. Then it finds the single busiest one, and snip, it removes it. Then it does the whole thing over again, recalculates everything, and snips the next busiest bridge. And as you keep repeating this process, removing these key connections one by one, the whole network just naturally fractures, revealing all the hidden communities inside. All right, so we've ranked information, and we've grouped people. So what's the final piece of the puzzle? Well, it's about identifying the most influential individuals within those groups. Who are the real trendsetters? This brings us to this fascinating idea called influence maximization. Now, this isn't about finding the person with the most followers. Nope. It's about finding the right small group of people what's called a seed set, who can trigger a massive chain reaction. If you can convince them of something, their influence will just cascade through the network, spreading that idea to the widest possible audience.
So the whole goal is to maximize what's called the influence spread. That's the total number of people who end up adopting an idea. By creating models of how information ripples out through connections, platforms can pinpoint the absolute perfect people to launch a new ad campaign. Or, on the flip side, predict how a piece of news or maybe even misinformation is about to go viral.
So we've seen how some of these algorithms work, which is pretty cool. But let's just step back for a second. These aren't just clever lines of code running on a server somewhere. These are the fundamental tools that are actively building and structuring our digital reality every single day. What we've really been looking at today is this incredibly powerful toolkit. You've got ranking algorithms like PageRank that filter the world's information for us. You have community detection that finds our social circles and recommends friends and groups. And then you have influence maximization, which identifies the key voices that are steering the whole conversation. Altogether, they turn what would be a digital maze into a structured world. And that kind of leaves us with one final and really important question. These algorithms, they were all designed to reflect and organize our world. But now, by deciding what we see, who we connect with, and which voices get amplified, are they now actively shaping it? That's definitely something to think about.